Well, we're back to one of the first places I've ever filmed on this channel. My second video, I believe. Just gotta take care. There's a lot of these stinging nettles, I believe they're in English. Oh, how do I even get through here? Some big steps. Well, we'll see if my feet will remain unscathed. But yes, we're back in Austria. Back in the place I used to live for quite a while before I went to Sweden. Back to the old life, old paradigms. I always quite dislike going back to something just the way it was before. So when I moved back in, my roommate and me, we just swapped our rooms just to get a bit of novelty and not just the same thing all over again. Bit of a different scenery, a lot more buildings. Not a big city, but a city nonetheless. I think I prefer the quiet small town life to the big city. But at least there's still like small escapes like this one. Though it does require me to walk for like 20 minutes in the blazing heat in these concrete jungles. Quite a difference. Back in Sweden it took me like a minute at max, or 2 maybe, to get into the forest, and now I had to fight my way through the heat. All of these tracks in Austria, of course, they are on a mountain compared to the nice flat paths in Sweden. Let's see how I like it back here. Back to my old way of living. There's some nice things. There's also some not so nice things. I do somewhat enjoy the solitude of just being on my own for a bit. Previous place had a lot of people around all the time. So it's difficult to set your mind straight and just be on your own for a bit. What I didn't miss was the commuting. Taking 40 minutes to work, 40 minutes back home. Not quite appreciate that. And getting up even earlier so I can shower off the sweat from last night of the blazing heat down here. I'm just not a morning person. It really gets to me. Sleep in general, always a problem for me. I took a little stop in my first video here. Sat down here for a bit. Then I cut to when I was setting off again. Don't think I'll be staying this long this time. Just getting a small little walk. But I have more stuff to do. Time's always ticking. The rat race just doesn't stop. At least not at the moment. Yeah, I want to hike a bit further today, but having to go through the city just really exhausted me. The heat, the concrete, the sun, the cars. I miss the quiet a bit. But what can you do? Just gotta take it one step at a time. One small improvement at a time. I really want to explore this path up here someday. Maybe can go out a path that way or here. We will see. I will be back again. And in the meantime, I'll work out other things. Still trying to get my sleep under control. Just terrible sleep. Always really. Very rare that I sleep well. Especially here in town. That's why I try to come out here into nature at least a bit. Videos will be less frequent now, but I will try to get out here or another place. Maybe once a week, twice a week, or bi-weekly, I guess, at the latest, so every 2 weeks. Let's see if I can stick with that. I didn't when I was in Sweden, and then I just did a bunch in bulk at the very end. I'm not really a creature of habit. Big problem with habits. Doing the same thing every day at the same time comes very difficultly to me. Or doing the same thing every week. Oh. I believe that might be a deer very much in distance there. I don't think it was caught on camera, but maybe. Small one, very young one. See, they don't have to abide by daily schedules, daily meetings, get up at a set time, go to bed at a set time. I would just like to be in charge of my own pace and not have to pace myself by other people. I think that would be an ideal lifestyle for me. Just get up when I feel like it, work when I have the energy to be productive, and not be forced to go to bed when I'm still energetic, but I would miss meetings otherwise. It's a huge problem. I get these flares of productivity, of energy, can't really use them. Because I'm constrained by so many schedules I'm not in control of. But I guess that applies for everybody. That's just how society works. But sadly for me, it's built around people that can handle the daily get up early, be in the sun, and fall asleep at night pattern that I so struggle with. But I'm slowly figuring out. At least I hope. I'm surviving it. Maybe not thriving yet, but definitely surviving. And eventually things will work out. Of that I'm certain. I just have to stick with it. Forge my own path. Figure out my own methods. And I will get there, step by step. Everybody does, and if you're listening, you will too eventually. Now back from the greenery to the concrete. I'll have to get past the stinging nettles again. This is a nice place. It's private ground, but the owners of this place graciously allowed everybody to pass through, walk on this path, and enjoy a bit of greenery in the city, which is much needed for me, I think. I'll take a look and see if I can find some other places as well in the future. But even if not, for now, this should suffice. Okay, definitely got a bit nettled there, but it's not too bad. Oh. That's just what happens. We've got to enjoy nature. Sometimes we've got to deal with a bit of discomfort as well. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little walk.